Hello and welcome to Bible Study with Alice, and today we are on day 25, Psalm 25 of our daily psalm reading. We're reading from the ESV translation, but you're more than welcome to join us reading from a different translation. As you can see, we're on Psalm 25. These videos are filmed in real time. Today's date is the 28th of November 24. You can find the previous 24 psalms in the playlist below. These videos are unedited and also published on my wording. Let's get started. Teach me your paths of David. To you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. O my God, in you I trust. Let me not be put to shame. Let not my enemies exult over me. Indeed, none who wait for you shall be put to shame. They shall be ashamed who are wondrously treacherous. Make me to know your way, O Lord. Teach me your path, lead me in your truth, and teach me. For you are the God of my salvation. For you I wait all the day long. Remember your mercy, O Lord, and your steadfast love, for they have been from of old. Remember not the sins of my youth or my transgressions. According to your steadfast love, remember me for the sake of your goodness, O Lord. Good and upright is the Lord, therefore he instructs sinners in the way. He leads the humble in what is right, and teaches the humble his way. All the paths of the Lord are steadfast love and faithfulness, for those who keep his covenant and his testimonies. For your name's sake, O Lord, pardon my guilt, for it is great. Who is the man who fears the Lord? Him will he instruct in a way that should he choose. I do apologize. His soul shall abide in well-being, and his offspring shall inherit the land. The friendship of the Lord is for those who fear him, and he makes known to them his covenant. My eyes are ever towards the Lord, for he will pluck my feet out of the net. Turn to me and be gracious to me, for I am lonely and afflicted. The troubles of my heart are enlarged. Bring me out of my distress. Consider my afflictions and my troubles, and forgive all my sins. Consider how many are my foes, and with what violent hatred they hate me. O guard my soul and deliver me. Let me not be put to shame, for I take refuge in you. May integrity and righteousness preserve me, for I wait for you. Redeem Israel, O God, out of all his troubles. So that is Psalm 25 complete. Tomorrow we'll be doing Psalm 26. For those who are new, I have a post-it note which briefly outlines each of the psalms. And so every day when we get to a different psalm, we'll have a post-it note. So today's post-it note is this one. It will talk about the psalm, and it also talks about the time period. There are some psalms where there isn't a date and it's unknown, and that is one, Psalm 13, which we have covered, so you can go back to that. We haven't come across any other ones as of yet, but when we do, I'll let you know. It's easier to do it that way than it is to tell you all in one go. So Psalm 25 was written around 539 and 445 BCE. BCE is before the Common Era, which is basically BC. It's an individual lament, which we'll discuss shortly. It's a prayer of David that expresses his truth in God and his desire for guidance and forgiveness. So Psalm 25 is an alphabetic acrostic, meaning that each line begins with a successive letter of the Hebrew alphabet. And I am going to do a video on about that, so don't worry about that. I'm not sure when it's going to be done, because I've got to do another video talking about the Ark of the Covenant to Jerusalem. So I'm going to be doing that first, and then I will do the alphabetic acrostic video. So that will come up shortly. I'm not sure when. It'll be in the next week or so, but we will get that one discussed, because there are going to be a couple more psalms like this, so it's easier to do separate videos that won't be put into the playlist that talks about particular topics, in particular this one, and obviously the one I discussed yesterday in Psalm 24, which it talks about the covenant of Jerusalem, the Ark of, say it again, Ark of Covenant to Jerusalem, because it does actually get talked about in Samuel 2 chapter 6, but as I said in the video, I will do that. So that is that. So as you're aware, that's the post-it note for Psalm 25. As I mentioned, individual lament, we'll go back to that and talk about that briefly. I have mentioned it in previous videos, but it's always nice just to briefly go over. So a lament is a type of prayer song that is a cry for God to act in the midst of pain and grief. These numbers are the psalms that are individual lament, and Psalm 25, as you can see, is an individual lament. A lament is a personal feeling. They are the most common type of psalm. They often begin with an invocation to God, followed by the lament and request for help, end with an expression of trust in God. So it's basically like doing a normal prayer, in fairness. So when we pray in the morning, throughout the day, or even before bed, whenever we do our prayer, we always begin our prayer with an invocation to God. Then we follow that by the lament, which is obviously the expression of grief, frustration, anything really, pain, anything like that. And then request for help from God. So we always request God's help. And then we end that with an expression of trust in God, because we always hope that God will help us in our prayer, in our time of need. So that is an individual lament. As I said, there are different types of lament, but this is one of the ones that we have come across quite a few times. We'll go back to Psalm 25. I always write at the end the day and the date, so it's there to help us to feel accountable. So you might do this in real time with me, and you might do the same, who knows, but I always like to do it to make me feel accountable. And I am left-handed, so it's always helpful. No, it's always been difficult to write when I'm left-handed. So on the 28th of November 24, as you can see, I've written it in. And if you've seen Psalm 23, I actually did miss off the number, the day number. So I added that in afterwards. As you know, these videos are unedited. And added it in and then mentioned it in Psalm 24. So I'm definitely making sure I write the day number in. And tomorrow we'll be doing Psalm 26. And please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and please turn on the notification bell to get future updates of the videos that I upload. And as I mentioned, I will get round filming a video on the Ark of Covenant to Jerusalem to explain that more, and I will also do a video about the alphabetic acrostic, so we will do that as well. But so please keep a lookout for that, and thank you and goodbye.